If you discontinue watching this video, please tell me what the reason was so that I can improve. Otherwise, hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn geography today, Mozambique, and after we've done it, we're going to do arm strength training. And if you participate in the arm strength training, then it's at your own risk. Now, we are doing Mozambique in international studies, and it seems to be quite something to have the whole country of Mozambique. So why not do a separate part in geography about it? And we're having here the map of Mozambique. Mozambique lies in Africa, the southeastern coast. And now we're trying to learn the map of Mozambique. First, the whole map here. So we're having Mozambique and then the countries, the neighboring countries. That is important. So Africa, Southeast Africa. We're having in the north Tanzania, and then at the Lake Malawi. At the Lake Malawi, there's now the country Malawi. And now a bit down is Zambia, and then Rhodesia, and then South Africa with Swaziland. Okay, so we're having Mozambique here at the coast of Africa, at the east coast. And we're having at the top Tanzania, and then Lake Malawi with the country Malawi next to it, and then Zambia, and then a bit more down Rhodesia, and then at the bottom South Africa with landlocked Swaziland inside of South Africa. And now the book is from 1978, so I don't know if the borders have changed. And yes, I don't know. Now that is the first thing. These are the countries. Now the other thing. Mozambique has a width of around, I would say, 400 kilometers, 500 kilometers, 400 kilometers, and a length of around 3,000, I can't tell that exactly. So 400 kilometers to the side, and 3,000 north-south. And then the countries, so Tanzania and Lake Malawi and then Malawi, and then Zambia and Rhodesia, and then South Africa with landlocked Swaziland. So that is the main geography. Now a few cities. We're having Maputo in the south. We need Maputo for our presentation. In international studies, we want to do a big presentation. We want to say exactly what is now happening with each region and what we're going to have for geography fixed. So we know Maputo, where Maputo is. Maputo is in the south of Mozambique. It's a big city. And another big city is then Beira in the middle, and directly next to it in the south is Nova Sofala. Where Nova Sofala, it is written here at the side, there was Vasco da Gama, and there were the first colonies made, the first Portuguese colonies. Mozambique was until 1975 a Portuguese colony. Here there is. Portuguese influence began in 1498 when Vasco da Gama visited Mozambique. Colonization began in 1505, and for the next 200 years forts at Mozambique Island, Nova Sofala and Quelimane provisioned ships sailing between Portugal and South Asia. That's why we need Nova Sofala, because we don't really have time to learn all sorts of city names then. So Nova Sofala and Quelimane a bit more north. So we're having Maputo, that is the capital, I think. Capital Maputo. It is formerly known as Lourenço Marques. Okay, Maputo in the south, and then Nova Sofala and Beira, and then Quelimane. And so these are the cities we're going to do. And Tate. And the city Tate, then at the Lake Malawi, but more south. More south at the lake, it's not written here what lake. There are coal mines, and where these coal mines, there's coal made to make electricity for the manufacturing things in Mozambique. And there's a lake, we don't have a name for that lake, there's Copra Bessa Dam, and there is also electricity made. It opened in 1974. Okay, Tate, so the cities. Maputo in the south, then Nova Sofala, Beira and Quelimane, and Tate then by Zambia. Between Malawi, Zambia, and Rhodesia, there Tate. Maputo there, Nova Sofala, Beira and Quelimane. And then a few mountains, we're having at the top the Nyasa Highlands. And that is a continuation of the Tanzanian mountains. So in the top is Tanzania. It goes from Central Africa at the Lake Victoria. There's Tanzania with the Serengeti in it. And then the mountains of Tanzania going with the Nyasa Highlands into the north of Mozambique. Nyasa Highlands. Nyasa, I think the Nyasa Highlands. And then we're having the Mountain Namuli, that is a bit more south. Namuli is a mountain, 2,500 meters. So Nyassa Highlands and Namuli the mountain. And the next thing you want to have is the Western Highlands. Western Highlands are an extension of the Rhodesian uplands, reaching 2,400 meters on the frontier. Okay, 2,400 meters in the Highlands. In the Western Highlands, 2,400 meters. So I think that is all what we have of countries. Now question, do we add something, a little explanation about the terrain? So we're going to say in geography, something about the soil is fertile alluvial to barren sands. I don't know if it's geography, it is a bit. There can be heavy rainstorms in the Western Highlands or in the Nyassa Highlands, and that can lead the rivers to swell. These rivers are going through the coastal 200, 300 kilometers flat land. It rises just 150 meters up, and that can lead to big floods because it's so flat. The thundery rainstorms, we're going to say that in the Western Highlands of Rhodesia and the Nyassa Highlands and the Namuli Mountains also. Maybe also. And something else, temperatures. It is part of geography. It has tropical climate. Far south lies outside the tropics, but it is warmed through the offshore Mozambique current. So it lies in the tropics, the south north, but it's warmed from the offshore Mozambique current. Through the offshore Mozambique current, whatever it is. The temperature is 23 to 27. And there are mangrove forests. But is it geography? Mangrove trees at the deltas of the rivers at the coast. Is nature, is that it is savanna land with scattered trees in higher areas and thickly wooded grassland in lower areas part of geography? It has a rich wildlife, elephants, lions and leopards living there, and nature park. I think we have it all. Maybe 2 or 3 things are missing. The cities were Maputo, then Nova Sofala and Beira, Tate, and also the Copacabana Dam, and then the Quelimane. I know what names are from. Quelimane. And Tanzania, Lake Malawi, and Zambia, Rhodesia, South Africa, Swaziland. 23 to 27 degrees, heavy thunderstorms in the Western Highlands and the Nyassa Highlands, the Namuli Mountain, 2,500. And on a flat coastal plain, 400 kilometers, just 150 meters rising up. Tropical climate in the middle, the south is not in the tropics, but warm from Mozambique current, offshore Mozambique current. And heavy thunderstorms can bring rain. 150 centimeters, I don't really know if it's much or what that means. Maybe we say the Namuli Mountains, 150 centimeters a year. And if it comes maybe all down in one, December to April are the rainstorms. There was something else I wanted to say. The grassland, the savanna. It is grassland in the, where is it? It varies from open grassland with scattered trees in higher areas and thickly wooded in lower areas. And at the deltas of the rivers there can be mangrove forests. Mangrove forest grows in delta areas. A narrow belt of tropical forest borders the coast. I'm going to start the second camera and I try to say it without the map. The geography of Mozambique. Mozambique lies in Africa, in the southeastern part of Africa. And it has, to the north of it, the country Tanzania, and then next to it there is the Lake Malawi and also the country Malawi. Then there's Zambia, and then Rhodesia, and then at the south side there is South Africa with Swaziland, landlocked Swaziland inside of South Africa. The whole country has a length from north to south of around 3,000 kilometers, and from west to east 500. It has mountains, and they are the Nyassa Highlands. They are a continuation of the Tanzanian mountains in the north, and there's also the Mount Namuli that is 2,500 meters high, and the Western Highlands in the middle part, basically, they are a continuation of the Rhodesian uplands. Now, and there it can rain heavily from December to April and thundery storms, and that can lead the rivers which are going to the coast to swell and flood massively, because the coastal region for 200-300 kilometers is very plain, so it rises just 150 meters high of a wet region, and there can be a lot of flooding. In the data of the rivers, there are some growth trees growing, so trees with the roots standing in the water basically, and also a small belt of tropical forests is along the coast. The middle part is part of the tropics, the southern part not, but there is the warm offshore Mozambique current bringing warmth down. Now, some cities, the capital city is Maputo in the south, and then Nova Sofala a bit more north, and then Beira, and then also a bit more northwest than Quelimane. Now, then there is a lake a bit south of Malawi, not the Lake Malawi, there's another lake, and there is a dam built, the Cobra Bessa Dam, and there's also a city called Tit. And the nature of it is a bit savanna-like, and there are lions, elephants, and zebras. And in the more higher areas where it is scattered trees and grassland, in the lower areas it is thickly wooded grassland. 23 to 27 degrees Celsius. And that is according to Nations and Places on the page 1247 of Reader's Digest Library of Modern Knowledge, Book 3, 23, written by Monica Beckinsale, Robert Beckinsale, Harold Blackmore, DJ Dwyer, Keith Lyer, Stewart and Nancy McMillan, R.E.H. Miller, Kevin Rafferty, D.H. Sinclair, Arthur Spencer, G.R. Story, James Wildersea, and Kenneth Morton. I'm going to stop the camera. That was for geography. If you were here for geography, you can go to the next part of geography, or to international studies, where we're going to talk what is now happening in these cities and regions in Mozambique. So I will do nothing, only if you want. You can go, if you want, to the next part of geography or to international studies. If you stay here and participate in the arm strength training, when it's at your arm rest, you have just 3 minutes. We are having a good and stable, so if you participate when it's at your arm rest, good and stable stance, and we're making arm circles, we're reaching in front of the fingertips, up, back, and down, the other way around, reach back with the fingertips, in front, and down. Now the flail, long arms, the fists, and circle the fists, while you go, up, and back, the other way around, circle also the other way around, up, and in. Now the first exercise. Star. Long arms, not completely locked, mid bend, and press the fingertips to the air. Now important, if there's at any time pain at the wrists, or more important, at the fingers, stop immediately. So keep pressing, little bend in the elbows. If there's pain, stop immediately. And now the pro, now with the fingertips, have again a little bend in the elbows. And if there's pain, stop immediately. These are not normal exercises. You don't have really time, so we're going to fasten a bit. Now, press with the fingers into the finars of the hand. Press from the bottom and go slowly up. With the other hand, press into the finars and go slowly up. Again, if there's pain at the wrist, the fingers stop immediately. Other side, press and up, slowly up. Other side, press and go slowly up. Don't have proper time. So the other way around. Now press from the top and up slowly up. Other side, press, and up, slowly up. Other side, press, open, other side, press, and now exercise, arm out and press, and give slowly in. Other side, press, give slowly in. One more, press, give slowly in. And slowly in. Now we fasten through, no little stretching, still arms to the side and circle them just. I think that's the mise-en-masse exercise. And backwards. And now I think we can directly stretch. One arm in front, shoulder is back and down, pull the arm and have flat fingers, try to relax the arm, go a bit back with the shoulder and turn the palm up to the sky. Other side, the arm in front, shoulder is back and down, pull the arm and have flat fingers, try to relax the arm, go a bit up with the palm, but back with the shoulder, turn the palm up to the sky, relax the arm. That was the fastened arm strength training. I thank you very much and until next time.